1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by
Welcome on board to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gear, a podcast where no topic is off limits. Fasten your seatbelt, stick the kettle on, you're in for a bumpy ride. So sit back, relax.
We're in a much better situation now. Having said that, it's a biological fact, and therefore maybe that's not a bias on the part of men in the past. But because men have built the infrastructure, and let's face it, there's lots of men, you could say it's mainly men, who've invented things over the years. And I have got a list a bit later of great pioneering women who've done the same sort of thing. So what advantages then would you say that men have that women don't? We've already said about toilets. Anything else you can think of?
Wow. Advantages.
What do you think?
Well, men don't have to carry, the
Babies.
children. Babies, for 9 months in their belly. So that's one advantage, isn't it?
That's a huge, we could say a huge advantage. I mean, that assumes that women generally would say it's a negative or it's a disadvantage that they do carry the babies. I think a lot of women would say the other way, that they think it's a privilege to bring new life into the world. And the fact that although it's known to be painful, not in every case but in many cases, it doesn't seem to stop a lot of women, most women you could say who have children, having more. So I think a lot of women think it's a blessing to have that. But I guess as men we would say, well, we're quite pleased we don't have to carry the babies. On average, of course, men are physically stronger, we're taller, we're faster, and let's face it, the world is not obsessed with our bodies, with the look of them or the weight of them, as the world is over women's. And women, let's face it, they are, I suppose, as a part of the species, they are gazed upon. I mean, that is, you go back to the early days of humanity, the hunter and the hunted, and women, I guess, find themselves in that role of being, as I say, gazed upon. Men are programmed, I think, as part of our basic biology to, whether chase is the word, but to look for women, to vie with other men for the females. So there's a lot of kind of animalistic parts to this, why men, we might consider ourselves more advantaged than women. That said, I expect there's a lot of women who enjoy the fact that they are looked at and gazed upon by men. So these things are very much subjective to one's own views, I think. So there's lots of advantages to being a man. Let's face it, we're probably far less likely to be assaulted, physically assaulted, sexually assaulted, although let's remember these things do happen to men as well. But we're less likely to be subject to that. And so we could probably go on for a long time about the fact that we do have advantages over women. But of course it works both ways. Now, what disadvantages would you say, Cuz, there are for men against women? What are our disadvantages, would you think?
We get less sympathy.
That's true, yeah. I think that's absolutely right. That came up in what I was looking through, that boys tend to get less sympathy from their parents than girls. Girls are tended to be viewed by society, really, far more compassionately. And let's face it, as a man, if your car breaks down or you're in some sort of problem, there's probably far less likely that somebody will stop and help you as a man who's in a spot of bother than if it's a woman. And we may say, long may it be that way, because maybe it's considered we are better able to protect ourselves. Not always the case, of course, but yeah. So that's a very good point you make, that people generally have less sympathy for us. We're kind of expected to get on with it. Big boys don't cry is the famous phrase when you're growing up, isn't it? But actually, big boys do cry, and men do cry, and maybe we were taught to be almost embarrassed about crying. But I suppose as time goes by, the received wisdom changes, and we should not be embarrassed about showing our emotions. But again, there's things that are difficult for us. Let's have a look at a couple of these. In many countries now, women are graduating from universities in far higher numbers than men, and that's probably true in this country as well. More women are entering politics and high-level business, breaking through the so-called glass ceiling, because that's always been there, hasn't it? This barrier to women who won't really be chosen for the top jobs because they are women. And I guess, again, it's all about the gender roles, the changing gender roles.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show. His contribution's thoughtful and smart.